You're going to describe years of feeling insecure as a result of the army that you sicked on?
Objection, Judge. Move to strike dead.
He said I never even said his name.
It's never a dull moment. Alex Jones on the stand in Connecticut, testifying in a trial where he's already been found liable by default of defamation against FBI agents in the families of children killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. Now the jury is tasked with determining how much in damages Jones will pay. I'm Angenette Levy, and welcome to Law&Crime's Sidebar podcast. One thing we're seeing in this trial that we've never seen before is the fact that the Judge Barbara Bellis, is actually allowing sidebars to be streamed. So if you're watching this live stream on YouTube or something like that, you can hear what she and the other attorneys are talking about. And so we wanted to show you a little bit of this. This is where they're discussing what Alex Jones is going to testify to.
He's going to talk about why he sued the Young Turks, and he believes that they're part of another political conspiracy. I mean, the problem with this fellow is everything is part of a conspiracy.
The complaint, which is an admission, is offered to show his knowledge of damages, his understanding of this. The Young Turks are another media organization. They're a media organization. Right. That's it.
They're competing people who he thinks got co-opted as part of a conspiracy against him.
But look, that to me isn't in politics, and beyond that, that's not relevant for the purpose for which.
But you don't get my position is, Judge, the plaintiffs don't get to choose the purpose without opening. They can't say, well, we get to hurt, but you can't help your own client. It doesn't work that way. In the same way that many of the exhibits they've offered contain the very figures whose names I'm prohibited from mentioning.
I'm using it, and so.
Well, I don't know that you're using it. The court needs to rule.
I'd ask you, if this opens the door to anything beyond the issues that I'm going to ask him.
I'm going to ask him. I'll ask him why he sued the Young Turks, and then they're going to have to live with that answer.
And joining me to talk about this is somebody who just took part in a defamation case representing Johnny Depp, but he's here to offer his expertise. Wayne Dennison, a partner at Brown Rudnick. Wayne, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I was shocked when I saw that Judge Bellis was allowing sidebars to be broadcast for the public to hear. So what do you make of this? What do you think of it as an attorney?
Well, sidebars are going to show up in the official trial transcript anyway. I mean, at the end of the case, when you get an appeal, all of the sidebar conversations are going to be in there. The lawyers are circumspect about what they say. And Alex Jones just gave a press conference where he literally said that he's putting the system of justice on trial. This judge is showing how the sausage is made.
And do you think that's why she's doing it? Because she knows is she kind of anticipating the things he is going to do? So she's like, okay, let's just put it all out there.
I doubt that. I think it's more of a sense of let's be completely transparent with the public as to what's happening with this case.
Interesting. Okay. Let's take a look at another clip. In this clip, Alex Jones is basically he's being questioned by the attorneys for the plaintiffs and the one attorney, I should say. And he's questioned about his remarks about the judge in this case. So let's listen to that.
And you've called this judge a tyrant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you actually use that word a lot with your audience. You call people tyrants, don't you?
Only when they act like it.
Okay. And one way that you've been conveying to your audience that Judge Bellis has been acting like a tyrant is by showing her with lasers coming out of her eyes, right? You know you did that?
I didn't direct that. First time I saw it was in court.
Oh, so you've been watching this?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Okay. You could have just watched from the stage.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
But you've been broadcasting your show during this trial, haven't you?
I have taped some of my show.
Let's pull up 477.
Is this full?
This should be in already.
It is a full exhibit.
And what was it, Ron? 477?
477, Your Honor.
This is the tyrant you've been telling your audience about, right? Yep.
Wayne, I wonder what you think of this exchange. We have Alex Jones basically admitting that he calls people tyrants. He's called the judge a tyrant. He denies that he actually did the laser beams coming out of the judge's eyes. Why do you think the attorney is going down this road with the Alex Jones pointing out that he had this meme on his show with the laser beams coming out of the judge's eyes.
So in every jury trial I've ever been a part of, the judge turns out to be the most popular person with the jury. The judge takes care of the jury, and jurors just love their judges. And I think it's a pretty effective way to demonize Alex Jones by trashing somebody that the jury will come to very much like over the course of this trial.
Let's look at the next clip. In this clip, Alex Jones is questioned by the attorney for the plaintiffs, yet again, and talking about whether or not his credibility is the most important thing to him. So let's listen to that.
I've been telling your audience, Mr. Jones, this week and last, that this is a kangaroo court, that Judge Bellis is a tyrant. It's part of a plot. Because you don't want your audience to know what's really happening here. Isn't that correct?
No.
Objection, motion to eliminate opening a door.
I don't think I'm opening any door with that.
All right, so I think you can answer that question, sir, but just remember the issues that are off limits.
Because your credibility, sir, is the most important thing with your audience, isn't it?
How do I answer a question, Your Honor, that I've been barred from answering under orders of the court?
All right, so the question is, your credibility is the most important thing to you. Is that a question that
It's the
you
most
can...
important thing with your audience.
No,
correct?
my most important.
No, okay, no. Your credibility is not your most important thing.
It's crushing
Okay.
the globalist.
Crushing globalists. And you tell your audience that they need to keep letting you crush those globalists for the sake of their own families, right?
Objection, Judge, motion to eliminate door opening.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I
I'm
don't think
going
that
to
there's...
excuse the jury at this point for 5 minutes so that we can work out this issue. Okay? So just be patient with us as we've been all along.
All right, Wayne. So we have Alex Jones saying basically his credibility is not the most important thing to him. It's crushing globalists. And then the attorney comes back and basically says, but you've been telling your audience, you rile up your audience against globalists all the time. What do you think the point is here?
Well, I think that Alex Jones is trying to actually try this case in the court of public opinion. And he, it's red meat for his masses.
Let's look at the next clip. And this is a clip where Alex Jones basically is continuing to talk despite winning the objection. So let's take a look at this and we'll talk about it on the other side.
You said you watched Mr. Goldberg's testimony?
I watched quite a bit.
You heard him describe the threats he had received?
Yes?
You heard him describe the harassment he had received?
Yes?
You heard him describe years of feeling insecure as a result of the army that you sicked on him?
Objection, Judge, move to strike head.
He said I never even said his name.
And then-
No, yes.
Disregard that.
So, Mr. Jones, your attorney objected.
Sorry.
No, let me finish. Look at me. I sustained his objection and you answered it anyway. He won and you kept going. So just, why don't you take a break, drink a little water.
Okay.
Take a breath. And just remember, when Attorney Pattis objects, I think your words were that you would be quiet.
Thank
and
you.
I'll rule.
You're right.
He won.
I'll slow down.
Okay. How's that, Attorney Pattis?
And then the jury is to formally disregard the comments of counsel.
So Wayne, this is a pretty interesting clip. The judge is basically telling Alex Jones, she almost feels like a mom to me. Take a sip of water, calm yourself down. What do you think of that?
Well, this is a completely unfamiliar forum. This is a guy who's used to dominating every forum that he projects it. He does it at press conferences. He does it on his television shows. And he's in a place where he doesn't get to simply dominate. And quite frankly, apparently he doesn't fully understand the rules. I think the judge was trying to be helpful there and trying to keep some sense of decorum as we go forward.
We have, I think it's a foregone conclusion that the jury is probably going to award some damages in this case. They've already found, the judge actually found Alex Jones liable by default of defamation involving this case. So the jury really has to come up with a damages amount. I mean, this is taking place near Sandy Hook Elementary School where this happened. This was a horrible tragedy. So what do you think? I mean, I know I'm asking you to speculate. What do you think the damage award could be in this case?
I think the damage award is going to be enormous. I think it will likely dwarf the Texas award.
And is that just because of the proximity, in your opinion, and because we have FBI agents involved and we have this testimony where FBI agents are breaking down in tears?
Yes, that was incredibly powerful testimony. And you're talking about a community that has been absolutely crushed by this event. I cannot imagine that the award here is not going to be enormous.
This whole being found guilty or liable, I should say, by default seems just amazing to me because you would think that if you're Alex Jones, you would fight it, and this was a default judgment. Does that often happen in a case like this?
No, that's a rarity. And quite frankly, you have to pretty egregiously violate discovery orders before any kind of default judgment will enter against you. The interesting thing is he's now telling anybody who will listen to him that the judge is making him say that he's guilty. That's not what happened. His lawyers, he failed to comply with the judge's orders, and this was the penalty. But boy, this doesn't happen very often.
What is in watching this case unfold, and I obviously Alex Jones. It's not every day we see somebody pull up in an SUV and call press conferences. He rails on the media typically, but now he's like, "I love you guys." He wants that forum. He wants to get his voice out there. What do you make of that? I'm sure as an attorney who has represented plaintiffs, this maybe makes you cringe. I don't know.
I think it's his only option here. He can't talk about the liability issues that have already been decided against him. So what he's trying to do is to tell his story as to liability in any forum where people will listen to him.
And so you think it's going to be a significant damages award, but somebody like Alex Jones, he's claiming bankruptcy. What's the possibility or what's the likelihood that these families will ever collect? I guess they can pursue it in different ways throughout the courts.
Well, ever collect, I think the likelihood is that there will be some ability to collect. The bankruptcy case, which the judge here is trying to keep away from this trial, has not been going well for Alex Jones. And just yesterday, two of his principal advisors were taken out of the case. And it seems very clear that the bankruptcy judge is looking for some more candor from the bankrupt estate. In all likelihood, given the amount of commercial activity that these companies have engaged in, there might very well be some money at the end of the trail here.
Well, Wayne Dennison, partner at Brown Rudnick, thank you so much for coming on to talk about this. We appreciate your time and your expertise.
Thanks for having me.
And that's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar podcast. It is produced by Sam Goldberg, Michael Deininger, and Logan Harris. Bobby Szoke is our YouTube manager. Alyssa Fisher handles our bookings. And Kiera Bronson is in charge of our social media. You can listen to Sidebar on Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Also, you can watch Sidebar on the Law and Crime YouTube channel. I'm Angenette Levy, and we'll see you next time.